welcome to the Developer's Digest. This is going to be a show that we put out to entertain, engage, and educate you, our audience, about all things that the developer advocates at SAP are covering.
Yep.
I am Josh Bentley, and I am a developer advocate, and I'm joined by
Mamikee. I'm also a developer advocate.
We're here in Newtown Square, Pennsylvania. This is my headquarters office. I live down the street outside of Philadelphia. And I've been with SAP for a while and covered lots of topics, but been part of this developer advocate team for a few years. Mm-hmm. And in doing so, I've really found that there are a lot of things that we do that people can't watch. There's just too much content.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So what I'm hoping is we can cover some of that today and catch you up on all the stuff that we're putting out.
Yeah, let's get to it.
All right. For our agenda, we're going to have a little segment on the developer news. We're also going to cover a few of the video formats we put out, 2 minutes of, as well as Tech Bytes. I know. So that'll be a feature that she puts out. And then we've got What's Up with ABAP, a new segment, and the community calendar and some trivia.
Ooh, some trivia.
Yes, a little fun segment. Hopefully you like it. And if you do good at the trivia, you can hashtag Developers Digest, and then we'll call out a few people that actually get the right answer in next Developer Digest episode.
I'm excited, Josh. I hope I get it right.
I know the answer.
Okay, let's jump to it.
So
jump right into it.
The first segment we're going to cover is a bit of developer news that aired in last week's Developer Advocates Developer News. Yep. So please enjoy this segment that you might not have seen.
Developer News.
Developer News.
Developer News.
Version 1.0 of the SAP Cloud SDK was released back in 2017, bringing about a clean and convenient way to build cloud-native applications in Java on the SAP Business Technology Platform. Since then, over the years, we've seen fixes and new features with versions 2.0 and 3.0. Now, work is already underway to bring about the next major version of the SDK, 4.0, with improvements in 4 main areas. Easier dependency management. The aim is to reduce the transitive dependency footprint, which should in turn lower the risk of conflict when the SDK is used in conjunction with other frameworks, such as the SAP Cloud Application Programming Model. There are new OData v2 features planned. Now, while the list of OData v4 services is ever growing, there's still, of course, a need to consume OData v2 resources, and version 4.0 of the SDK will see additional features such as the ability to access all data from batch operations and also to perform operations directly on nested entities. There are also improvements planned for the Destinations API to make it clearer and simpler to use. And last but not least, the thread context object and thread handling in general is also undergoing a series of improvements to bring better out-of-the-box support for some use cases. Read more about these improvements in the blog post from Matthias Kuhr.
I hope you enjoyed that news segment. Please catch all the great developer news that we put out every week. We bundle together different things from the SAP environment, the SAP community, lots of developer-centric news for you, and I'll try and highlight a clip from the developer news every time we put together a Developer's Digest. For now, though, Mamikee, you wanted to fill us in on a few of these different types of video productions that you've definitely been putting a lot of these out, and other people on the team.
Yep.
The first one is called 2 minutes of.
Yep. So the 2 minute of videos are short videos that we decided to cut into 2 minutes that gives you a brief introduction of either ABAP or any of our products or services that we offer. So we basically tell you a little bit of how to use it, give you a little tutorial, all within 2 minutes. Mine is specifically for beginners who want to learn something about ABAP, and the reason why we do these is to just give you quick information to consume, or quick content for you to be able to just get into.
Awesome. So the fact that you said it's quick, I think we should just roll one of those 2 minutes of right now.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, enjoy this clip.
2 minutes off.
2 minutes off.
2 minutes off.
What is ABAP? ABAP, also known as Advanced Business Application Programming, is a high-level programming language created by SAP that helps companies to customize the SAP ERP. SAP initially created ABAP in the 1980s for SAP R2 with the intention of customers using it to enhance their SAP applications. ABAP allows customers to customize workflow for financial accounting, asset management, material management, and all other SAP modules. While it is SAP's primary programming language, programs written with ABAP can run alongside those developed with other programming languages such as Java, JavaScript, and Python. Developers who work in ABAP usually do this in the Eclipse-based integrated development environment. ABAP Developments Tool is a plugin or extension that is added to the Eclipse IDE to provide tools for ABAP development. ADT offers you a superior, open, and extensive ABAP toolset for your whole development cycle. You can choose from development options to get with ABAP such as on-prem or in the cloud with SAP BTP. SAP BTP ABAP Environment is the SAP Platform as a Service offering for ABAP development, which enables developers to leverage their traditional on-premise ABAP and run ABAP applications in the SAP Business Technology Platform, either as an extension to SAP software or as a standalone application. Today, the ABAP platform also comes with modern and efficient RESTful programming model known as RAP for all types of SAP Fiori business apps in the SAP S/4HANA on all devices, optimized for SAP HANA database. Are you ready to start your journey? Now, I hope you guys enjoyed that clip. We're going to go into our Tech Bytes. And these Tech Bytes, as you've seen with the video that we just did with the 2 minutes of, Tech Bytes are a little bit longer and more informative. And they walk you through tutorials or any new updates that we have. Our developer advocates walk you through them, show you how you can be able to use it, and basically show you step by step how you can be able to follow along for those.
How long is a Tech Byte usually?
Typically, I would say 10, 15 minutes, sometimes maximum 30. So yeah, let's check some of them out.
Okay, let's take a Tech Byte. Let's edit it down into a little bit quicker format and show you just a real teaser of what Tech Bytes are.
Yep, let's do it. Welcome to this SAP Tech Bytes series. This video will be the starting point on your journey to becoming an ABAP developer. In this series, we'll install the IDE, connect an ABAP application server, create your first application, and create a database table. In this video, we'll go through the installation process covering the prereqs, installing the front-end components of ADT, and finally installing the ABAP Git plugin. Let's get started. The first thing we're doing is getting all of our prereqs out of the way. You'll first install SAP GUI for Windows if you're a Windows user, or SAP GUI for Java. And now, ABAP Git for ADT is installed and ready to use for the cloud.
Welcome to this SAP Tech Bytes series on SQL Script and SAP HANA Cloud. So in this series, we will explore the SQL Script language and how to create stored procedures, user-defined functions, and user-defined libraries in SAP HANA Cloud. We will follow the SQL Script and HANA Cloud tutorial group, which is available on developers.sap.com. And we will use the SAP HANA Cloud trial on our SAP BTP trial account to complete these tutorials. So like I mentioned, we're going to be using the Leveraging SQL Script and SAP HANA Cloud tutorial group on developers.sap.com. So let's go ahead and get started with the first tutorial, creating stored procedures. The idea here is to demonstrate the fact that using output parameters and intermediate table variables, generally speaking, produces better results than not, because of the way we are able to parallelize the select statements within our procedure. So that wraps up this SAP Tech Bytes video on SQL Script in HANA Cloud.
Hey, and welcome to SAP Tech Bytes. My name is Kevin Musik, and I'm a developer advocate for SAP. And today's topic is going to be the Fiori ARKit open source repository. The SAP BTP SDK for iOS team released a brand new open source repository on GitHub, including Fiori design guideline conform UI controls, which can be used in an ARKit use case. So with these controls, you can enhance your business applications with ARKit capabilities and features. So let's see how this works.
So here we see the Cloud SDK iOS Fiori ARKit GitHub repository. We can see we have the current releases 1.1.0, and here's the whole project. So I would recommend at least starting this project or cloning it to your local hard drive. So we got the newest changes right there. We can find a nice README summary down here. And you're good to go. That's all you gotta do. And that's pretty cool, I think.
Great. We've implemented our first small ARKit ready application.
Now, continuing our TechByte series on AppGyver. In the previous part, we created our new project, we changed a little text on it, we added a button, and we were able to preview it in a web browser. In this step of the tutorial, we want to begin to add the logic behind this scan button that will actually tie into the camera of our phone and allow us to scan real barcodes. So what we want to do is we want to jump right in here with the scan button. So simplistic at this point because we're not calling a service yet or doing anything with the data, but it's pretty cool that in just a couple of clicks and a couple of seconds, we've got an active mobile application that can use our device's camera to read a barcode.
That was awesome. I really enjoyed seeing that edited version of Tech Bytes as well as the 2 minutes of. Thank you for sharing those. I hope the audience enjoyed them as well. We have plenty of that content that we're going to continue to produce for you.
Yep. So Josh, didn't you meet with Rich recently?
I did meet with Rich recently. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to play a clip of me and Rich introducing the What's Up with ABAP segment. Let's play that. Hey, I'm here with Rich. Let's find out what's up with ABAP.
Yeah, so last week I sat down with Florian Wahl of ABAP Product Management, and we talked about the SAP BTP ABAP Environment 2202 release, which dropped last month. There was a lot of good information in this interview. Let's check it out.
Hey, Florian. How are you, sir? Good to see you.
Hey, Rich. Fine, thank you. And you?
I'm well. Thanks for joining us today. If you want to take a minute and introduce yourself to our viewers, who you are and what you do.
Sure, well, happy. So basically, I'm Florian. I'm part of the ABAP platform product management team, where I'm pretty much concentrating on our cloud topics, which is of course mainly driven by the BTP ABAP environment or Project Steampunk, which is also mentioned frequently in the developer discussions. And I'm in regular contact with customers in my daily job. So basically trying to help them to pave the way on their journey to the cloud and to BTP essentially, and also gathering feedback from customers and partners, because you might know that in our ABAP community, it's quite essential for us actually to get the feedback, to let that also be included into the development roadmap, and basically stay in contact and do the further development of our products in close collaboration with the developers community. So that in very short.
Yeah, I'm sure our viewers really appreciate the role of product managers, especially when it comes to topics that we all love, of course, ABAP. So thanks for your efforts there. So we usually see you posting a blog post, I don't know, maybe every 3 months or so about the latest SAP BTP ABAP environment releases. And of course, this was the case a few weeks ago when 2202 was released. Can you share a few highlights from this release with us?
Yeah, sure. So as always, actually, the list of new features was quite long this time again. So around 40 different features we have shipped with the newest release. But maybe let me highlight 2 or 3 of them. So basically, first of all, what I think is quite important for customers and partners is that with the internal migration of the Steampunk offering to HANA Cloud coming from the SAP HANA service infrastructure, we were able to reduce the minimum entry size for Steampunk systems. So you might remember that in the past we had, for example, this famous 16 gigabytes of ABAP memory, which represents the application server, and the 64 gigabytes of persistence memory representing the HANA database. And that has been reduced on the HANA perspective. So now we have 30 gigabytes of HANA cloud-based memory available. And that's quite essential because it, of course, reduces the entry level from the technical, but also from the commercial perspective. So it's now easier to start with a really small setup. For example, supporting the small use cases on productive systems, but also for customers who want to simply get started with development. And I think that's a great thing. And we also, by the way, are working on reducing that further on the 2 perspectives. So great first step in that direction, I think. And then secondly, I would say you might be used to the so-called reuse services in ABAP. So that's also a known concept from on-premise, and which has been brought into the cloud as well, of course. And that is basically about, I would say, service-like reuse components, which are embedded into the ABAP platform. So think of, for example, application logging, think of, for example, currency conversion, translation, so all these services. And I think that's also a strength of ABAP, that they are actually embedded into the platform itself. And we are continuously enhancing those in the Steampunk platform as well. And in the just recent step now with the last release, we, for example, enabled new apps for factory calendar, for managing and maintaining factory calendars, holidays, etc. So those are basically Fiori apps in the Steampunk backend you can access to do these kind of activities. And you might also be used to the so-called Xcode library. So that's basically a module-based library you can use within ABAP to increase basically the speed of development by consuming ready-made functionality. And this Xcode library has been enhanced as well with several modules and APIs, for example, transport read API, etc. That's also a library we're continuously enhancing, and that's great for development efficiency from our point of view. Yeah, and then of course in the other areas, as always, there have been many improvements, for example, in the tools, so ABAP development tools, including also the ABAP test cockpit, but also the ABAP RESTful application programming model, so RAP. We have new features, and maybe to highlight one also in the area of extensibility, we have a new concept where you can, for your custom developed ABAP objects, basically define if they shall be released for extensibility, so that you can basically define extension points for your own ABAP applications. And I think that's also a great step forward to, for example, develop standard apps, which can then be technically, again, extended in a or via clearly released APIs and extension points. So pretty important going forward for more complex use cases there as well. Yeah, and I'd say as a short summary, that's it. And of course, if you want to get more details, I'm always linking also to the documentation in this blog post. That's really serving the purpose of giving you a quick overview and highlighting the most important features. And if you want to dive deeper, there's a very quick way to do that by just jumping to the right section of the more detailed product documentation then.
Yeah, this sure was a lot to discuss from your blog post, and I'm glad you hit on the high level ones here, the most important ones. But if our viewers are interested in getting more information on any of the ones that you mentioned, and of course the rest of them, just check out Florian's blog post to get more information. Thanks so much, Florian, for joining us here today. We really appreciate it, and we'll see you next time.
See you then. Bye.
Thanks, Rich. I think that is just the kind of content that our audience wants to digest.
Digest, I get it. Lots to think about for sure. Anyway, we have a lot more information to share with the audience, with tons of great interviews from ABAP product management team coming at you soon.
So now I'm joined here with Rich. Thanks for the segment with the What's Up with ABAP.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome. Where's Josh?
I think he has a weather report for us now.
Let's check it out.
It's cold.
Wow, Josh, thanks for that in-depth reporting.
Yeah, let's move on to another segment about the community calendar with Josh and Menina. And let's play the interview.
Hey, everybody. Today I have my special guest. It's a community advocate that you may or may not know, Menina Chow. Hey, Menina.
Hey, Josh. Thanks for having me. Hey, everyone.
Thanks for being here. I really appreciate you being here because as I've told you about the Developers Digest, and we're now launching this show to showcase a lot of things that are happening in our SAP community for developers. I mentioned the word community specifically because you being closely tied to the SAP community that a lot of our developers are in, you may be able to just give us a quick recap of what's going on in the community, what's happening.
Yeah, sure. Of course, I love to. There's lots going on, especially this month. April is all around the topic artificial intelligence. So it's our community spotlight, which means you'll see a lot of blog posts, videos from various SAP experts talking about the topic, and you'll have that, all over in the community, so to say. I think you wouldn't miss it if you just go on the community page. But yeah, all around AI means also there's something going on where you can participate, which is really cool. I'd like to highlight here, there's a challenge going on. And that means if you have a use case, for example, a use case around AI and automation, built on SAP BTP, and you can share that with the community in a tutorial blog post, then you're the best person, I think, to participate. And the team is providing some winning prizes. So I think it's really a good challenge. Who doesn't like swag? And to share your experience with the community. So check out, I think it's on the community.sap.com/topic/machine-learning for the artificial intelligence and machine learning topic page. And that's where you can find the tutorial, or I can share the link with you as well. Okay. And then also we have a community call coming up. That's on April 13th. If you are interested in how to build or consume intelligent applications and that integrating that on SAP S/4HANA, then I would recommend to check out that community call. It's on YouTube. You will find it on the SAP community channel.
Okay.
That's what we have. Mm-hmm.
Two questions about the first thing. Number one, you said a blog post tutorial. So they're not writing an official tutorial it's going to be published. It's just a blog post with steps to follow.
Yes. It's really just a blog post where you just really explain what your use case is, how are you using AI and automation products by SAP, built on SAP BTP. There's a blog post that really describes everything. You can't miss it, but yeah, as you say, it's really just a blog post, very easy, as if you would tell it a friend. Like how would you do that?
For sure. And the second question about that is, you said there's prizes and swag. Can you describe that, or is it a secret?
Oh no, it's actually described also on the blog post that has announced the challenge. So there are, I think, 3 winning prizes with a good amount for the teams that participate. So you can actually also participate as a team. I mean, one of you would write a blog post, but you can really have build that together in a team, and just one that shares it in a blog post. And so there are different amounts for the prizes, and the winning team would also be invited to one of our upcoming SAP community calls to share that with a wider audience.
Okay, so you mentioned community calls again. I wanted to ask if you could really sharpen the focus for the attendees, that it's not just about hearing someone speak, it's about asking live questions of the presenter, correct?
Yeah, absolutely correct, which is why this is a live stream on YouTube. We have 3 presenters, so they have lots to share, but we really make sure to have enough time for all attendees to ask questions. And yeah, that's really an invitation to you, not only to listen to them, to hear how to build and consume intelligent applications with AI and intelligent lifecycle scenario management, and to integrate on S/4HANA, but yeah, really to ask your own questions if you have any around building intelligent applications.
Very good. So we've got challenges that need to be written up so they can try and win prizes, and we've got community calls. Did you mention the date of the community call is in April, correct?
Yeah, the date of the community call is April 13th, and the challenge is actually running since really, I think, the entire month of April and May. You have enough time to write something up and share this with the community.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for your time. If there's anything else you want to add, please let us know, and we'll have you back on the Developers Digest.
Happy to be back soon. Thanks, Josh.
Thanks. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.
Welcome back.
I am back. So back from the cold, back from my chat with Menina, and it's I get around a little bit doing different segments, like I mentioned, throughout the Newtown Square office, as well as sometimes from my home office or wherever I happen to be.
Yep. But Josh, didn't you say you also had some trivia for us?
I'm glad you didn't forget about that. So with the trivia, we're going to ask a question. I'm going to just come up with something that is not too challenging, but please don't go out there to your internet browser and search for the answer. Let's try and have you post on social media your answers.
Yep, no cheating.
Yeah. If you get it right, we'll call out your name in the next Developers Digest episode. But for now, let's go ahead and play the clip.
Yep.
Trivia.
That's right. It's time for Developers Digest Trivia. Did you know that SAP has products that start with 22 of the 26 letters in the English alphabet? So can you guess what 4 letters we don't use to start our product names? Please make your guesses, put them on social media, hashtag them with Developers Digest, and then in the next episode, we'll grab a few names and we'll call you guys out in the show. Good luck. All right. I hope you enjoyed that. Good luck with the trivia question. And I kind of want to now just, Mamikee, say thank you for co-hosting with me.
Absolutely. I'm happy to be here. And this was super fun, just watching the 2-minute videos, catching up with the trivias are my favorites.
So if we're going to spend 30 minutes together, it's awesome, 30, 45 minutes, an hour. But it's really a great team that we have here at Developer Advocates, and I think you're going to see different people from our team from time to time on the Developers Digest. Hope you enjoy it. Please like, share, subscribe, or whatever it is everybody says on social media now. And for now, I just want to say thank you again.
Yeah.
And goodbye.
Bye, everyone.
See you next time.
It's cold.